Episode 47. He searched her for 5 years. Jade was so agitated, but why? Was it maybe because she didn't want to divorce him? No. Impossible. She simply could not be falling in love with him. The status difference between them was just too huge. She was mad that he was toying with her feelings. Yes, that had to be it. Mr. Foster, I've said that I won't fall in love with you. So why do we have to sleep together? Didn't I say that we could be husband and wife only on paper? Don't talk while you sleep. Daria's cold voice sounded behind her, so she stopped. The room turned quiet, filled only with the sound of breathing. Jade tried to fall asleep, but it was impossible. She was unwilling to get too close to him, so she kept scooting towards the edge of the bed. Suddenly, she felt nothing below her as she fell off the bed. Ouch, that hurts. In a flash, the room's lights went on. Dario sat up and stared at Jade, who was sitting on the floor holding her hip. He frowned as he stared down at her. Do you really want to sleep separately that badly? Jade bit her lower lip in agony and said, I'm just not used to it. Suddenly, she was swooped into the air. Dario had lifted her and laid her on the bed. Where does it hurt? Dario's voice was cold, but with a hint of concern. I'm fine, Jade grumbled, rubbing her hip. Seeing her like this, Dario's anger vanished. Come here. Dario pulled her towards him before she could think. Worst of all, Jade's hand accidentally brushed against his crotch. Dario's winced and his mouth felt dry. The fire that he had managed to extinguish was lit again by this woman. Oops, I'm sorry. Jade blushed deeply, but somehow accidentally touched his crotch again. Are you doing this on purpose? Dario held down the hand she was trying to pull back, forcing her to feel his heat. He wanted her to know that she was turning him on, and he hoped she would become interested in sleeping with him. I'm not that kind of person. You're the one who dragged me here. She'd done it twice now, so it seemed like she was doing it on purpose, but she really wasn't. But the more she spoke, the more embarrassed she became. Jade looked down, not daring to meet his eyes. She thought that Dario would surely do something to her because of this. Instead, after a while, he casually asked, Does it still hurt? No, not anymore. Then go to sleep. Dario turned off the lights, leaving Jade confused and upset. Just when she was wondering why he didn't bother with her, he turned off the lights. But the moment she lay down, she felt a hand rubbing her hip gently. This time, she really did want to fall asleep. But Dario pulled her close. Her face was pressed tightly against his muscular chest. It was awkward but warm. He didn't stop caressing her hip. Wait, you've touched me a few times now. Why are you trying to escape? Dario's cool words gave Jade a start. Though she knew that this was just the way he talked, she was still not used to it. After being with him, she felt like she'd become a bit raunchy herself. It's not like I did that on purpose. Are you that afraid of me? Jade couldn't read his emotions at that moment, but she could feel coldness in his words. No, I'm not afraid of you. I'm just not used to it. Jade lay in his arms uncomfortably. Then get used to it. As Dario finished speaking, Jade felt a warm sensation on her rear end. She started in fright, only to realize it was Dario. Does it hurt here? No, it doesn't. Oh, now it hurts. Dario rubbed it hard, then gently. Stay still, stop moving. Otherwise, I don't know what I'll do. Jade's body stiffened. She didn't dare move, allowing him to massage her as he pleased. She was wondering whether it was a psychological effect, because she felt quite comfortable now. Her hip was not hurting anymore, though her face was probably beet red. Right, how did that thing become so huge? That's incredible. Out of curiosity, she blurted out the question. Dario's face darkened and he pinched her rear end. A flash of desire appeared in his eyes. Do you really want to know? His deep voice sounded in her ears. Jade wanted to slap herself. Crap, what had she just asked? No, I'm going to sleep, so please let go. I won't fall off the bed again. Jade wiggled out from his embrace and lay next to him with her eyes closed. At first, she felt tense and uncomfortable next to him. Now, though, she felt comfortably drowsy, perhaps because of her long day and that warm bath. Do you still blame me? Dario pulled back his hand and covered her with the blanket. Blame you? I've already forgotten, Jade answered sleepily. Is that so? Forgotten? Did you forget what happened 5 years ago too? His deep voice sounded in the room. However, he didn't get a response, just the sound of her breathing. In the dim moonlight, Dario gazed at her long eyelashes as she slept peacefully. Jade, you must have forgotten that we met 5 years ago, because he was the one who saw her face, but she didn't see him. Thus, she must have long since forgotten about him and about what happened 5 years ago. Staring at her sleeping face, he thought of her from 5 years ago, thinking of how she had pleaded with him for help. For the past 5 years, he had been searching for her, but he never thought that she would actually come to him. Even more so, she was now his wife and sleeping right next to him.